Imagine a country reduced to rubble after World War II. Factories lay in ruins, streets were lined with debris, and hope was scarce. Amid this devastation, two men dared to dream. What if Japan could rise again not through weapons, but through innovation? That dream marked the beginning of Sony, a company that would go on to shape the modern world. In 1946, Masaru Ibuka, an engineer, and Akio Morita, a physicist, joined forces to create Tokyo Tsushin Kogyo, a small electronics company in Tokyo. Their resources were minimal: a borrowed room in a bombed-out building, a team of just 8 employees, and a second-hand oscillograph for testing. Yet their vision was immense. They believed in the transformative power of technology to rebuild not only their lives, but also their country. Their first product was a humble rice cooker. It was rudimentary, made from aluminum and powered by basic heating coils. While functional, it failed commercially due to its inconsistent performance. But Ibuka and Morita didn't see failure as a dead end. Instead, they viewed it as a lesson. The rice cooker's flop ignited a desire to innovate further and focus on products that were practical, reliable, and groundbreaking. Their perseverance paid off when they turned their attention to radio technology. During the post-war years, radios were large and cumbersome, a luxury for most households. Ibuka and Morita envisioned something different: compact, affordable, and accessible to everyday consumers. However, creating such a product required a revolutionary approach: the use of transistors. At the time, transistors were a relatively new invention developed in the United States, and their use was not widespread. Many doubted the feasibility of transistor-based radios, but Ibuka and Morita saw their potential to revolutionize the market. They secured a licensing agreement with Bell Labs, becoming the first Japanese company to gain access to this cutting-edge technology. In 1955, Sony, the name adopted in 1958, released the TR-55, Japan's first transistor radio. It was small, portable, and durable, a game-changer for consumers. It allowed people to carry music and news wherever they went, creating a personal connection to technology that had never existed before. Sony's gamble on transistors paid off, and the TR-55 became a commercial success, propelling the company into the global spotlight. Yet, Ibuka and Morita were not content with merely innovating. They wanted their products to embody quality, style, and functionality. To achieve this, they emphasized design as much as technology. Their belief was that great products not only work well but also resonate emotionally with users. This philosophy became a cornerstone of Sony's approach and is still evident in its products today.
The breakthrough with transistor radios set the stage for Sony's next revolutionary invention, the Walkman. By the 1970s, Sony was already a household name, but Ibuka and Morita wanted to push the boundaries of how people consumed music. At that time, music was largely confined to living rooms through bulky record players or stereos. The idea of a portable music player was radical. In 1979, Sony introduced the Walkman, a compact cassette player with lightweight headphones that allowed users to take their music anywhere. It wasn't just a product, it was a lifestyle innovation. The Walkman transformed personal entertainment, creating a world where music became an integral part of everyday life. It was a cultural phenomenon, selling millions of units worldwide and solidifying Sony's reputation as a leader in consumer electronics. But Sony's ambition didn't stop there. The 1980s and 1990 seconds saw the company expand into new territories, from film to gaming. In 1989, Sony acquired Columbia Pictures, a move that marked its entry into Hollywood and underscored its desire to dominate both the content and the means of consuming it. This diversification wasn't merely business strategy, it was part of Morita's vision to make Sony a cultural and technological powerhouse. The PlayStation, launched in 1994, was another milestone. Competing with established gaming giants like Nintendo and SEGA, Sony brought a fresh perspective to the industry. The PlayStation wasn't just a gaming console, it was an entertainment hub, bridging the gap between technology and storytelling. With its powerful hardware, innovative games, and sleek design, the PlayStation set new standards and built a loyal fan base that continues to grow. Sony's rise is not merely a story of products but also of principles. Ibuka and Morita cultivated a culture of risk-taking and creativity within the company. They believed in pushing boundaries, experimenting with new ideas, and learning from failures. This mindset allowed Sony to stay ahead of the curve and anticipate consumer needs before they even existed. Today, Sony's legacy extends across multiple industries. From electronics to entertainment, it has shaped how we listen, watch, and play. The company's commitment to innovation has resulted in iconic products like Bravia TVs, Alpha cameras, and PlayStation consoles, all of which continue to redefine their markets. The story of Sony is one of resilience, vision, and relentless pursuit of excellence. From a small repair shop in war-torn Tokyo to a global empire, Sony's journey reflects the power of dreaming big and embracing challenges. Ibuka and Morita didn't just build a company, they inspired a movement. They proved that technology, when combined with creativity and determination, could transform not only businesses, but also societies. Sony's rise is a testament to the fact that failure is not the end, it is merely the beginning of something extraordinary.
By the 1950s, Japan was slowly recovering from the devastation of World War II. Amid this resurgence, Sony prepared to take a bold leap into uncharted territory. Their focus: revolutionizing how people consumed music and information. At a time when radios were bulky, expensive, and confined to stationary use, Sony envisioned a different future, one where technology was not only practical but deeply personal. Their ambitious gamble centered on a groundbreaking new invention, the transistor radio. Transistors, a novel technology at the time, allowed devices to be smaller, lighter, and more energy efficient. While many in the electronics industry dismissed transistors as impractical for consumer devices, Sony saw their untapped potential. They secured a licensing agreement with Bell Labs and worked tirelessly to develop Japan's first transistor radio, the TR-55. When the TR-55 hit the market in 1955, it was a revelation. For the first time, music and news were portable. People could take their favorite radio programs anywhere on a walk, to the beach, or while traveling. The radio was no longer just a household appliance, it became a companion. The TR-55 didn't just sell, it became a global sensation, cementing Sony's reputation as a trailblazer in consumer electronics. This success was not just about technology. It was about redefining how people interacted with it. Sony didn't just create a product, they created an experience. The TR-55 represented freedom and accessibility, aligning perfectly with the aspirations of a world eager for innovation and change. It made Sony synonymous with ingenuity and quality, opening the door for more groundbreaking advancements. By the 1970s, Sony was ready to once again change the game. The Walkman was born out of a simple yet revolutionary idea: music should be personal. At the time, listening to music was largely a communal experience tied to stationary equipment like record players or large stereo systems. Sony asked a daring question: what if people could carry their favorite songs with them wherever they went? The result was the Walkman, introduced in 1979. This compact cassette player, paired with lightweight headphones, was more than just a gadget, it was a cultural phenomenon. For the first time, music wasn't just something you heard, it became a soundtrack to your life. Jogging in the park, commuting on a train, or relaxing at home, every moment could now have its own musical backdrop. The Walkman didn't just revolutionize how people listened to music, it reshaped their relationship with it. It gave them control, allowing them to curate their own experiences and moods. The impact was immediate and profound. Within a year, Sony had sold hundreds of thousands of units, and the Walkman became a symbol of individuality, creativity, and freedom. In homes around the globe, a new name echoed: Sony. With the Walkman, Sony wasn't just selling a product, they were selling a lifestyle. They had once again broken barriers and set a new standard for innovation in consumer technology. The success of the transistor radio and the Walkman showcased Sony's unique ability to anticipate and shape consumer needs. But it also underscored their commitment to a core philosophy that technology should serve humanity, making life easier, richer, and more enjoyable. By focusing on accessibility and personalization, Sony didn't just create icons, they built bridges between technology and culture, forever changing how the world experienced sound. And this was only the beginning of their journey. Sony's ambition didn't end with creating groundbreaking gadgets. Their vision extended far beyond electronics. By the late 1980s, they sought to dominate not just the tools of entertainment but the very content itself. This bold strategy came to life in 1989 when Sony acquired Columbia Pictures, one of Hollywood's major film studios. This acquisition was more than a business deal, it was a declaration of intent. Sony was no longer just a tech company, it was becoming a cultural powerhouse. With Columbia Pictures under their umbrella, they gained control over a vast library of films and the ability to create original content. This move allowed Sony to influence not just how entertainment was consumed, but also what stories were being told. It marked a significant step in their transformation from an electronics company to a global media empire. But Sony wasn't done reshaping industries. In the 1990s, they turned their attention to a burgeoning field, gaming. At the time, the gaming world was dominated by companies like Nintendo and Sega, and many doubted that Sony could compete. Yet, Sony didn't just compete, they redefined the industry. In 1994, Sony launched the PlayStation, a sleek, powerful gaming console that was unlike anything on the market. Its advanced graphics, CD-based games, and focus on immersive storytelling set it apart. More importantly, the PlayStation wasn't just a piece of hardware, it was an experience. For the first time, gaming felt cinematic, emotional, and deeply engaging. Sony's entry into gaming wasn't merely about technology, it was about creating a cultural shift. The PlayStation brought gaming into the mainstream, appealing not just to kids but to adults and casual players as well. It became a centerpiece in living rooms worldwide, selling millions of units and establishing Sony as a dominant force in entertainment. This success was no accident. Sony's ability to integrate hardware, software, and content allowed them to create ecosystems that resonated with consumers. From gaming to filmmaking, they understood that the future wasn't just about individual products, it was about experiences. Today, Sony's influence extends across industries. They're leaders in gaming, with the PlayStation continuing to evolve and set new standards. Their cameras capture the moments that define our lives. Their music division, housing some of the world's top artists, shapes the soundtracks of our generation. And in Hollywood, their films and television shows reach audiences around the globe. What truly sets Sony apart, however, is their ability to adapt. Over decades of rapid technological and cultural change, Sony has consistently stayed ahead of the curve. They've embraced new trends, pioneered innovations, and taken risks that others were too afraid to consider. Yet through it all, Sony has remained true to its original vision, making technology personal. From their first transistor radio to the PlayStation 5, Sony has always sought to create products that connect with people on a deeper level, tools that don't just function but inspire. Sony's journey from a small startup in post-war Tokyo to a global empire is a testament to the power of resilience, creativity, and vision. They didn't just build gadgets, they built a legacy. And in doing so, they forever changed how we see, hear, and play. Sony's story is a testament to the power of resilience, innovation, and vision. It's not merely about the products they've created or the profits they've earned, but about a relentless commitment to pushing boundaries and believing in what others deemed impossible. When Masaru Ibuka and Akio Morita founded a small repair shop in a devastated Tokyo, they weren't just starting a business, they were igniting a movement. They believed that technology could rebuild not only their nation but also lives. That belief fueled their journey from the humble transistor radio to revolutionary creations like the Walkman and PlayStation. Sony's rise wasn't without challenges. They faced failures, skeptics, and fierce competition. Yet, at every turn, they chose to innovate, adapt, and think ahead. They understood that true success lies not in following trends but in creating them. Whether it was making music portable, redefining gaming, or transforming themselves into a media giant, Sony continuously shaped how the world interacts with technology and entertainment. Their journey from a local startup to a global powerhouse is a reminder that big dreams can start small. Sony didn't just rise, they redefined what's possible, setting new standards in creativity and excellence. Today, Sony's influence spans industries and generations. Yet, at its core, it remains true to its founding vision to make technology personal and create experiences that resonate. Sony's story is more than a history of a company, it's a legacy of dreaming big, taking risks, and changing the world. And as technology evolves, Sony's story continues, inspiring us all to imagine the impossible,